Hey, listen up. This is exactly what the Swiss snowboarding halfpipe team needed. They needed kind of a charge, right? And they're getting a big charge with someone who's making a comeback, who's left a big impression in the Swiss snowboarding. What am I talking about? I'll get to that story in a sec. This is Access Media TV. Welcome to it. All about snowboard competitions, covering it all from the X Games to the Olympics to Snow League. Doesn't matter. We'll break down the results, give you all the information. All right, let's get down to business with the latest story going on in the snowboarding world. The comeback. It's a comeback. Don't call it a comeback, but it is a comeback. We're talking about iPod himself. Iouri Podladtchikov is making a comeback. Do you remember him? You remember the old YOLO flip, right? Well, that was what he was known for. And you also may remember that he was the gold medalist in the Olympics in Sochi in Russia in 2014. If you also may remember that when Iouri Podladtchikov competed in the 2010 Olympics out there in Vancouver, Cypress Mountain to be exact, he was competing for none other than Russia. So he was competing for Team Russia. Russia wanted him on the team, but Iouri said, nope, I'm going to represent the Swiss, and he did just that. And the rest is history. He won the gold medal out there in Sochi. He got gold. It was Ayumu Hirano with the silver. Taka Hiroka, he had the bronze, and you might remember Shaun White ended up in fourth place, missing the podium. And more on that story. If you remember, if there's a little side thing to that. That was the year that Shaun White decided that he wanted to compete in both slopestyle and halfpipe, and he thought he could do it. Had a bad crash in slopestyle, had to pull out. A lot of people gave him a lot of crap over that, saying that he took a spot from somebody else from the U.S. team that could have made it on to that team. And so by his absence, that was one less slopestyle athlete for the U.S. team to have. Doesn't matter. Sage Kotzenberg was the one for the U.S. that won the gold medal. But Shaun had to pull out of slopestyle and focus on halfpipe, but was a little too late. Some say the halfpipe was not in very good condition. There's a side story on that about Danny Davis. Love to bring that one up, but that's neither here nor there. But iPod making a comeback. Did not expect something like this to come out of him, because you may remember that he also had a really rough crash. I think that was 2020. And he hit his head pretty good, and that was what prompted him to retire. So he decided that's it. I'm going to retire. I'm going to stop snowboarding professionally in competition, and that's what iPod went to do. Well, sat out about 4 years, and he decided, well, you know what? Maybe that's not exactly what I want to do. Maybe I want to continue to keep on keeping on. And if you think about it, though, is he on that level now? Being where I mean, come on. The progression is through the roof. Can he beat Ayumu, right? Can he beat him? I don't think so. Can he beat Scotty James? Can he beat Yuto? Can he beat Ruka? I mean, gut instinct, no, unless he has just been working and he's got more than just a YOLO flip, because nowadays you're going to need a couple of 14s in the run and possibly a 16 in your run. And I hate to bring it up as rotations, but if you want to dumb it down, that's basically what you got to have. And yes, iPod, lightning in a bottle, took that win in 2014, but you got to think about that too as well. Does he have what it takes to go back and get another gold medal? Could he actually win a gold medal? Could he beat those guys? Could he? Could he beat Scotty James? I mean, could he beat Yuto? Could he beat Ruka? Could he beat Ayumu? I don't know. I don't think he can. Is he a threat for the podium? I think he is. I think that he's been working hard. He's been coaching too as well. He's been working on his craft. He's competed last year, top 10, I think it was, for him out the, 6th in Canada, competed last year. He got 6th place in halfpipe, 17 in locks, but he qualified higher than that. So he still has it. Top 10 for sure. Top 5, I would agree. But top 1, gold medal, I don't think that he comes back and does that. But could he make the team? All right. That's what you also got to look at too as well, because there's other guys that are trying to get on that team. And the other one, Patrick Bergener, He's a guy that you got to think no matter what, he's going to be on that team. He's going to represent Switzerland. I don't see why he would not. Swiss Dave, I don't think is. I think he's retired of competitive snowboarding. Not sure. I could be wrong. Swiss Dave, if you heard that and you are competing, sorry. But they also got Jonas Hasler, Gian Andren Biel, and Misha Zucher, which you don't know these names, but you definitely know Patrick Bergener, amazing musician and amazing snowboarder. And then iPod, right? The battles between iPod and Shaun White were so legendary back in the day that I would love to see those again. Okay, so what does he have to do, right? What's the competition for Iouri? When would be the first time that he's going to be able to step up, right? You got to think, when would that be for him? Well, let's take a look. Let's find out what our schedule is on that. And there we go. There's the schedule for the World Cup. This is how you make your Olympic team. This is how you represent Switzerland, by going out there and getting some good finishes. And the first halfpipe event, you can see, that's going to be Secret Garden. And that's going to be the third one, because the first two World Cup, those are going to be big air. So those aren't going to have anything to do with the points going towards halfpipe. But because he also competed, Iouri competed last year and got some valuable points in locks and in Canada, that's going to help his cause, because the first halfpipe event will happen at Secret Garden. Now, Secret Garden, there's a break after that, goes to Steamboat for World Cup action, but that is going to be big air, and you don't revisit the halfpipe again until Copper, right? Then you got a Copper, then you got Calgary, and then you got Aspen too as well. And then locks wraps it up. What a great story that would be for Iouri to come back and do solid all the way through, make the Swiss team in locks and compete in the Winter Olympics. Because if you look at it now, the U.S., which was Shaun White was dominating and winning, because remember, Shaun White won in 2006. That was the Italy Olympics there. Shaun White won in 2010 in halfpipe in Vancouver. And then by trying to spread himself a little too thin, I think that cost him that fourth place in Sochi, my opinion. I'm entitled to it. And then, of course, 2018 gold medal for him in Pyeongchang, and then Beijing for him after that, where he did not crack the top three. And I said it. I'll say it again. And even if Shaun is hearing this, I felt like Shaun White in Beijing could have medaled. He had 3 opportunities to medal, right? He put a solid run in, but it was more for a Shaun. That's kind of a Shaun White safety run. If Shaun White would have done the exact same run that he did, if he did the exact same run that he did in Pyeongchang in 2018, I say that he ends up with the bronze medal instead of Jan Scherer. That's my opinion on that, and I've said that a million times regarding that. So take it for what it's worth on that one. All right. Get into it. Snow League heading to China. That is going to be, what is that? That's going to be stop number 2 for them. Yeah, that'll be stop number 2. This one is set for February, so that'll be stop 3. This is considered their first season. Last year, it went on. They did Aspen for the Snow League, and then they moved on and from there. And now they're going to do China. That's coming up December 4th through the 6th. Yuding Snowpark in China will be stop 2. And then now tickets are on sale for event 3. That's going to be in Aspen. And you know what they do? It's a different format. I do like the way Shaun White and the way the Snow League has done the format. It is a head-to-head style competition is how they're doing it, right? Head-to-head competition. You have 2 of 3 runs count. And you got to drop in from either side. So both sides. So you have to drop in from the right side of the half pipe, do a run, and then you have to drop in from the left side of the half pipe. So riders right and riders left on that. And then the first one to get to win twice in the head-to-head matchups, that's the person that moves on. Where it gets kind of cool is there is an LCQ. What that stands for, last chance qualifier. And that gives you a chance for 4 more riders. So even if they get defeated on the first couple of days, they'll have an LCQ to try to come back and make it into the top 4, and they will compete again. So that's how that's going to do. But tickets on sale for that. You can look for that by simply going to the website. Obviously, Snow League will get you covered. Tickets on sale for that, and go to snowleague.com. That's going to do it, man. Yeah. Access Media TV, Brad J. It's all about competitive snowboarding. Always bring it to you. Subscribe and like, because I'm not going anywhere. You can't wish me away, all right? I got to go. Subscribe and like, and I'll see you on the hill.